Hello, welcome to Empyrean's Oracle. Today we are going to be doing a reading about how you can move forward. This can be applied to many different aspects of your life. We have 3 groups today. We have the Star Spinner Tarot and Rose Quartz. We have the Crystal Visions Tarot, and guys, I have no clue what crystals is. I'm going to be so real with you. And in the 3rd group, we have the, what is it? Oh my God. Star Seeker Tarot with the amethyst crystal. Okay, so pick whatever group you want. If what I'm saying does not make sense to you, does not fit for your life, then that particular section isn't for you. And if you look through others and you're still not finding any messages that resonate, then this just might not be the video for you. Okay, but I have other videos on my channel. So yeah, you guys can pick a group and let's get started. Okay, group number 1, welcome to your reading. Let's get started. What is it? Where's, oh, I was looking for one of the decks, guys. Okay, see how you can move forward. This came out in reverse. Surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. Because of the fact that this came out in reverse, well, that's letting me know that in your particular situation, it might actually be best to wait to make a particular decision or to wait to take action. Okay, it may seem like the best route is to take action, but in this case, nope, it's not. What is this situation in regards to? We have the Knight of Cups. This could be about like you moving forward in a relationship or moving forward with something that brings you a lot of joy and fulfillment. So it could be a career, it could really be anything. Okay, but yeah, it's like now is just not the right time. And Ace of Cups. It's like whatever this is, you were hoping that it was going to, like, you're hoping that it can be your one and only. So if it's a person, you're hoping that this is the last person you're ever going to be with. If it's a job, you're hoping that this is a job that is going to be your job until you retire. Like it's almost like you're hanging everything you have on this thing working out, and maybe that's why you want to take action, but there's a need for you to slow it down a little bit. Even if it sounds extremely appealing and even if it sounds like nothing can go wrong, there's still a need for you to wait a little bit. We have the 8 of Swords. I feel like the reason why you're being asked to wait is because if you were to take action, you may end up in a situation that could put you in a worse place than you are now. So say, for example, if you are ready to accept a job offer, if you wait today, maybe you don't have all the information you need to make an informed decision, and you find out later on that the company's actually tanking and you're going to have to find another job soon. But if you were to wait, the company will have tanked, or you're going to start hearing that news and you're like, oh my God, let me go in a different direction, okay? So you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you make a drastic decision, maybe move across the country, you know, I don't know, even change your name, you know what I mean? And then like you realize, hey, maybe I should have waited. If I would have waited maybe even like a day, a week, a month, I would have made a different decision. I wouldn't have to go through so much trouble. Okay, so Spirit's trying to save you time, money, energy, trouble. We have the Page of Swords. Yeah, it's like whatever it is you're trying to move towards, you're hoping that it's going to take you away from being a beginner. Because wherever you are right now, or like whatever you're doing, you feel like you're a novice. And you're hoping that if you were to move forward with this person or with this job or whatever, it's going to start to feel like, hey, I'm actually doing something with my life, or, you know, I'm moving forward. So maybe that's why there's a need, that's why you feel like you need to rush into whatever this is. But it's like, you don't want to be like, make a quick decision and then you are just put back at square one, when if you would have waited, you could have moved to square two, right? It's like you want to finally feel like an adult, because maybe you don't feel like an adult right now. You're trying to make really big decisions, but this decision right now, it just doesn't feel like the right one. At least not right now. Yeah, Spirit's saying that's not how things work. Like, you have this idea in your mind that if you were to make a particular decision, you'll finally feel like an adult. You'll finally feel like your life is getting a move on. But it's like, even if you were to get that thing, it could tank in a year and then you're right back at square one, like what I just said. So Spirit wants you to know that if this has to do with you wanting to feel like an adult, or you wanting to feel like a grown up, or you wanting to feel successful, that really comes from within, because so many things can change in the external realm that can, like I said, put you back at square one, and now you don't feel like an adult again. So do not make you feeling like an adult or you feeling successful contingent upon certain things happening, or contingent upon certain boxes being checked. Because if you do that, and then you get laid off or you get a divorce, you're always going to feel like you're never quite matching up with what you think you should be, or who you think you should be. And that's just going to lead you to, not love yourself, not feel confident in yourself and what you're doing. And we don't want that, okay? We have the Lovers. And it's interesting because it's surrounded by these cards that aren't as pleasant. So I feel like Spirit's saying that in order for you to get to a place where you feel comfortable with yourself in your life, or when you love yourself in your life, you kind of have to get through some darker periods, some periods where you don't know what's next, some periods where you want to make a decision, but you're waiting. You know what I mean? Okay. And they move forward. We have Journey. Yeah, it's like Spirit doesn't want you to do nothing. They still want you to be prepared to move forward, but just don't make the big life-defining decision right now, okay? Oops, that was loud, sorry. The Temple Path. It's something about like packing light. Like, I don't know what other better way I can explain it. It's like, whether you actually are moving for this person or thing or not, Spirit's saying to pack light, or to be, to only have a few values and rules that you follow and live by. I think the reason why that is because whatever it is you're going to end up doing, it may feel like something that is different from what you want to do, or different from what you thought would be best for you. But if you realize that it aligns with your values and what you want for yourself, it's going to start to feel more like you. So that's why Spirit's saying to just focus on your core values, because then that can allow you to like tune out the noise of, why am I going in this direction? This doesn't feel like what I want to do. But if you look at your values and compare the direction you end up going in with your values, you're going to realize, hey, this might actually be what's best for me. Okay. I feel like I keep doing this where I keep putting like most of the cards not even in the full frame. Like they've all been like over here. So this is me trying. Okay. And also with the values thing, let me give an example. So let's say that for you, you've always wanted to be a doctor, and that's still something you're interested in, but for right now, you need to find a different job, okay? And plus you still have a lot of years of schooling left to go. So let's say you have a few options in front of you. You have, I don't know, working at a library, working as like a medical receptionist, or I don't know, working in retail, okay? And let's say that your values are, let's see, like having a lot of time to yourself, or being around people, right? If you have different values, that's going to draw you in certain directions. So if you know what your values are, it's going to be easy to choose from those options which one will be best for you, okay? But if you don't know your values, you're going to feel like all those options don't really feel right to you, okay? And it, like I said before, if you like being around people, maybe you want to choose retail. I mean, they're all sort of people facing, but retail, you're going to interact with people more. Also libraries too. And what was the other one I said? Having a lot of free time. Maybe none of those give you a lot of free time, right? So maybe you have to apply some of your values to figure out what you want to do, but maybe other values have to be left to the wayside just so you can get a job, right? Because you can't really jobs, you don't really have a lot of free time, especially if they're just like your run-of-the-mill 40 hours a week, right? We have the Chariot. It's like realizing that you control your own destiny. Like this is your decision to make, not anyone else's. And there's also something about like finding a way to separate your yesterday from your tomorrow. And that can be like, you know how some people like they dye their hair after a breakup? It's sort of like that. Like, I don't like, you don't have to do something that drastic, but it's like maybe even, I don't know, just doing something fun that represents that you are stepping into a new phase in your life can be helpful for you. Something that gives you a clean slate. We have the Ace of Wands. This journey is exciting. Like, I know that when you're being told to wait, it can bring a lot of apprehension, but this journey is supposed to be exciting, okay? Oops. We have the Empress. Yeah, there's like a lot about creation and creativity here. I think that whatever it is you end up doing, you're going to get more than you bargained for. Like, you may think, oh, you know, this job is going to lead to anything, but either you're going to gain some skills that are really going to help you in your future long-term career, or you're going to plant some serious seeds that are going to grow in a way that you were not expecting. So do not think of like an entry-level job is just an entry-level job. You can learn a lot from it, right? So if you have a job that you have to do in the meantime while you're, you know, building up your skills, while you're getting certificates, while you're going to school, don't see it as just like a stepping stone. You know, there are things you can learn in that job you can apply to your future careers. We have Strength. Yeah, this path, it seems like it's going to be a long one, right? We have Journey, Path, and then Strength. It seems like it's going to take a while for you to get to that like dream career. So it's important that you develop resilience, and then you also learn how to control the parts of yourself that can maybe like distract you from your overall goal. So let's say, for example, if you are like a master procrastinator, find some ways, like find some things you can do that makes it slightly less likely that you will procrastinate, okay? Like even that will be extremely helpful. But yeah, it's going to require a great amount of resilience because it seems like this is a path you're going to be on for a while. So get comfortable. The Magician. I know that for some people, like getting comfortable in a job that they don't plan to stay in seems crazy, but it's like, if you don't get comfortable, you're not going to be able to actually recognize the lessons that can be learned from it because you're so focused on, I don't want to be here in 10 years anyways, who cares? Like, no, get a little bit comfortable, pay attention to what's going on around you, and learn everything you can. So when you get that dream career of yours, you already have so many skills that you learned at those entry-level jobs to apply to this big job, okay? Yeah, I feel like there's a lot with creation here. Like, you are a master manifester, okay? But you can't, it's not going to all happen all at once. It's not supposed to, okay? For you especially, it's not supposed to, because there are a lot of skills you are supposed to pick up along your journey. That's one of the reasons why it's not going to happen all at once for you, okay? We have the Devil. Yeah, you might have to end up like maybe signing a contract, or maybe making sacrifices that you didn't want to make. Like maybe like I said before, if you're someone who you wanted a job that allowed you a lot of free time, maybe the job you end up being in for a while does not give you that, right? So it sort of feels like you are giving up something that's extremely important to you, or something that you shouldn't have to give up. But it might be something that has to be done. Let me clarify the Devil. We have, this is, oh my God, that's Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I just think that this has to do with you being in a job that you don't want to be in. I really think that that's what this is, because it's like right now, the way the wheel is turned, it's at a position that you really don't want it to be in forever, but it's going to turn again eventually. So that's what this Devil is talking about. And I feel like even the way this is depicted just makes a lot of sense for this reading. With all, it's like all the different versions of her. It's all coming together. So don't see it as, ugh, I'm just me and I'm just at this dead-end job. Like, no, you are becoming the version of yourself you always wanted to be. It's just going to take some time for everything to come together in the way you would like it to. And we have financial and material changes. This is 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like there might be some times where you are not in the financial position you want to be in. But like I said, it's going to take time for that to change in a drastic way. Good things take time. I know that sounds corny, but it's true. Okay, so let's get some messages to end the reading. Oops. We have anxiety. Yeah, it's going to create anxiety when you're waiting in a way that, like, you didn't want to. You didn't want to wait. You were ready to make a decision at the start of this reading. But just remember, this waiting period is supposed to be a time where you're collecting information, where you're trying to figure out, okay, is this actually the direction I'm supposed to go in? If I make this huge decision, how is it going to affect my life? Because I might not have all the information right now. And hey, maybe I do have all the information, but maybe it's better for me to accept this thing on Wednesday than it's better than accept it on Monday. Okay, like sometimes it's just a timing thing and not necessarily an information thing. Okay. And we have the thinking woman. I mean, now that I'm seeing, now it's coming out this way. I think it is an information thing, because now the bottom of the deck is the thinking man. It's like 2 people making a decision. So maybe you need to be on the same page as someone else in order to make this decision. Community, yes. It's something about you and another person needing to be on the same page in order for this decision to even go through. That's what it is. Okay. And that could be like what's even make you anxious, because it's bad enough to feel like you have to wait when it's only you making the decision, but when it's another person waiting on you, that maybe is where the anxiety is coming from. But just understand that this is what Spirit wants you to do, so you can walk into this decision feeling as confident as possible. Okay. I know it can be nerve-wracking when like people are waiting on you to make a decision, but it's your life. Okay. Surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. Surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder and awe of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. I'm gonna be real. Sometimes this card doesn't make sense to me when I pull it. I'm just like, girl, what? Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder and all of life. Yeah, like even when you're confused, girl, just see it as something wonderful and magical. I think that's what that card's saying. That card confuses me. It confounds me whenever it comes out. You have surrender, denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decision. So maybe this person that you're working with, maybe you're trying to see them or what you guys are working towards in a better life than it deserves, in a better light than it deserves to be seen. So just make sure that you're viewing them in the situation in the light it deserves. Don't try to hype it up. Don't try to turn it into this beautiful thing when it's not. Like, just see it as it is, and that can also help you make the best decision you can make. Okay. So I hope you enjoy this reading. Pile 1. Guys, I'm not used to doing pick a card, so the wording's gonna be off. I'm sorry. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this reading. This is Imperial Oracle signing off. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading about how to move forward. And like I said in the intro, like this can be in relation to a number of things. So if it feels like it applies to your career, apply it to your career. If it feels like it applies to your relationships, apply it to your relationships, okay? How can you move forward? Just take this one. We have surrender, low self-esteem. Okay, so you having low self-esteem is affecting you in some area of your life, okay? You may think that the reason why a particular area of your life is not going the way you want is because of external things, but it's actually because of internal stuff. You not feeling like you deserve success, love, and abundance, okay? You have Queen of Swords. And we have the World. I wonder if the reason why you have low self-esteem is because you are great at like picking apart other people, even just internally, like you judging them in your mind, but you also do the same thing to yourself, right? It feels like your critical nature is universal. It's like they're not just getting it, you're getting it too, okay? That's really what it feels like. You're so great at seeing what other people are doing wrong and figuring out how they can fix it that you turn that in your onto yourself. So it's like constantly in your mind, you're like, okay, I need to do this better, I need to do this differently. But if that's always how your mind is going, you're always going to feel like you're like a hamster on a wheel, you know, like not really going anywhere else, right? We have 10 of Pentacles. This could be a cultural thing. Like maybe you come from a family where people are really good at like judging other people and telling them what they need to do with their life. So now it's like you have a very critical mindset. I also think that you being critical has created a lot of success for you. So you may think that you should continue to be that critical, so you can continue being successful and maintain that. But that gets exhausting. It feels exhausting. And like you can be extremely successful without being extremely mean and critical of yourself, you know? We have the 9 of Cups. Yeah, it's like you have everything you've ever wished for, but it's like you're such a perfectionist that it's exhausting you. Like, I know that exhaustion when you're successful may be different than exhaustion when you're not, but it's still exhaustion. You know what I mean? Like, it's not healthy. It really isn't. And I think that also you may have this idea in your head that your critical nature has given you everything you've ever wanted in life, but it's like, why are you assuming that that's the reason you have all that you want? Like, is there a possibility that you could still have been successful without being so mean to yourself and so judgmental? You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you see it as an asset, even though it's exhausting. We have the King of Cups. I think that another reason why you see it as an asset is because you see it as a way for you to protect yourself against being too emotional. Maybe you also come from a family that's like very, very analytical, very logical. So you see your critical, judgmental nature as a way to prevent yourself from being so caught up in emotions to the point where you don't see reality. But it's like, you can still be a realistic person while understanding that you have emotions and they should be accepted. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But I think that it does seem like you found a way to be balanced. I don't think that you ignore the fact that you're critical, but it's like you still see it as an asset to the point where you may as well just be ignoring the fact that it's an issue, you know? We have 8 of Cups. A part of like your job could also be judging people to a certain extent, or like maybe you're a manager, so it's kind of your nature to tell people what they can do better. But all of that sort of feeds the idea that your critical eye, when applied to everything you do, is fine. You know what I mean? I have temperance. Yeah, like there is an energy of like balance with you. But like I don't know if this is like actual balance or you just thinking that you're balanced when you're not. I just think you see it as an asset because it hasn't ruined you. It doesn't feel like it doesn't like it hasn't killed you yet. That's sort of what it feels like. It's like I'm gonna keep thinking this way because it doesn't feel like it served me wrong. But just because something hasn't ruined your life doesn't mean that it is a good skill, ability, or characteristic to have, you know? Like you shouldn't wait for something to turn your life upside down before you realize it's a serious problem. Two of Swords. Yeah, I think it might take a while for you to realize it is a serious problem. Just because, like I said, you being extremely critical, it's helped you, right? It's made you the person you are today, which is amazing. But at the same time, like you don't know if you couldn't have still been the same person if you weren't as critical as you are. Oop, two of these cards fell on the floor. Pick them up. Okay, so we have Memories of Love and Fulfillment of Wishes. So it's a Six of Cups and then Nine of Cups for the second time. So yeah, I just think that if it is the case you came from a critical family, you becoming critical, what was I going to say? Damn it, ADHD. Okay. I don't know, it's like one of those things where when a particular characteristic is the same among family members, it's like when you start to sort of, how do I say it? It's like maybe you became critical to blend in and now it's just a part of you. That's sort of what it feels like. It's like you didn't intend on being this super critical person, but it's like because of the fact you grew up in a family like that, it sort of just happened. We have walking away. So we have two cards about walking away. We have Eight of Cups and then this walking away card. Girl, are you walking away from low self-esteem? Strategy. Yeah, it's like you need to have a game plan for moving beyond this critical part of yourself, okay? Because if you just say to yourself, I want to become less critical, that isn't really going to help because you don't really know how to go about doing that. I would say start small. Like, let's say if, I don't know, the first thing you do in the morning and like when you look in the mirror, just looking at everything that's wrong or everything you think is wrong, start by saying, okay, for one day, I'm not going to say anything mean to myself about my body. For one day, I am not going to judge every single person who I see on the train. You know what I mean? It's just like something like that. So you can figure out where to start. Because it seems like right now you just need to get started. And then once you do that, you can start doing bigger things and, you know, strategizing and figuring out how to really attack this. We have Shadow. Yeah, I feel like this makes sense that it's like let's talk about the shadow. Because like I said, it seems like you think this has helped you, but are there any ways that you being critical has hurt you? Has it pushed people away? Has it made you feel like you don't know yourself? Like you really have to consider that. Because when the pros list is long as hell, it sort of makes the cons seem infinitesimal, even if some of those cons are pretty big cons. You know what I mean? So just consider that. You have sacral chakra. Yeah, like I feel like maybe it has pushed people away, this critical nature of yours. And you may think that it's more of an internal thing, but it may spill out more than you're aware of. Like there might be people who are like, yo, she's so critical. When in your mind, you're like, it's really just an internal thing. You know what I mean? So just be mindful of that. And solitude. I feel like you've come up with like creative ways of making it seem like this isn't that big of a problem, you know? Okay, so solitude with the hermit. Yeah, it's just like, it just really feels like you need to look within when it comes to this. That's how shadow work, that's how it works, right? But if you are someone who is interested in moving forward in your life, you're going to have to not be so critical of yourself and others. I think that starting with others might actually be more helpful. I know I said earlier that looking in the mirror and like trying to not say anything bad about yourself for one day might be a starting point, but I think that not being as critical with others might be a better starting point for you. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands for how to move forward and the Page of Cups. So again, we have stuff related to like creativity. And even the Page of Cups can be creative because they're very sensitive. They tend to be like very artistic. And I even said before, like you come up with creative ways to try to make it seem like this characteristic of yours is a good thing. Yeah, I also, like I said before, it does feel like you being critical is a way to protect yourself from other people's judgments of you. I think that that's what it is. Maybe you came from a judgmental ass family, and now you being critical is like a way for you to get ahead of what other people might criticize you for, okay? But think of it like this. You don't have to criticize yourself in order to consider yourself protected against other people's criticism. You know what I mean? Like there's a way for you to regulate yourself when and if people decide to criticize you. You shouldn't have to do it for them, because of the like 8 times someone may criticize you in a month, you've already criticized yourself 800 times. You know what I mean? Like that's not healthy. You have the 10 of Cups. You have 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups. Like, girl, like, I feel like you, whether you're a girl, I mean, a man, woman, you're whether you're non-binary, like, you have the potential to live a very beautiful life, like a lucrative life, a emotionally fulfilling life. But it's just this thing is like, it's really affecting you. You don't think it is. It is, though. And I feel like it's like what I said earlier. I know I keep saying that, but it's just like this reading has a lot of repeating messages. You created such an amazing life for yourself that you being critical of yourself and others seems like not a big deal, but it can be good. It can be a big deal if you are not able to appreciate what you have and what you've created for yourself because you're so focused on demeaning yourself. You have 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. I think it might be hard for you to work with other people in a positive way because of how critical you are, you know, and you don't want to end up pushing people away who can be really helpful to you because you are so focused on being critical. I also think that because you're so critical, you may hold people, like you hold people to the same standards you hold yourself. And when they like miss that standard or that bar by a hair, it's almost like you see them as like garbage. But it's like, you have to give people grace sometimes, okay? Okay. First one, surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. So it's like, yeah, you don't have to criticize yourself before other people do it for you. Just learn to regulate when and if someone decides to be critical of you, okay? Maybe I could put some links in the description for like how to heal from being extremely self-critical. Okay. Surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. Yeah, it's like, I think that your criticism also comes from not just you seeing how other people miss the bar, but also compare yourself to people who seem way ahead of you. And it's almost like then you begin to criticize yourself for not doing better. But it's like everyone's on their own journey, their own path. Like you are literally going to harm yourself mentally by staying in this mindset. Because it's affecting you. It's affecting every decision you make. It's affecting how you see yourself, how you see others. It's just like all encompassing. Surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. Yeah. I would really recommend you going to therapy if you're able to. I know that not everyone has access to that, but I will put some links in the description about like how to heal from being extremely self-critical and things of that nature, okay? I wish you nothing but the best. I love you, and I really want you to learn to love yourself because you deserve it, okay? Thank you so much for watching this reading. This is Imperial's Oracle, signing off. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading about how you can move forward. Like I said in the intro, this can be about how to move forward in regards to many different things like family, love, career, finances. However it applies, that's how we're going to read it as, okay? Let's first start. Ooh, came out pretty quick. We have surrender, stress. Okay, so you moving forward is going to require you to let go of some stress, okay? That doesn't mean that you don't accept the fact that you're stressed out. It just means that you don't harp on it so much so to the point where you're stressed about the fact that you're stressed, okay? Okay, we have second chakra, Archangel Ariel. That is the sacral chakra, which in this deck, they said it has to do with intimacy and creativity. And you have the thinking man. So you could be overthinking something, because when I was thinking of like intimacy and creativity, I was thinking maybe you're overthinking a project, maybe you're overthinking intimacy. And now if the thinking man came out, I do think that you are getting in your head, and that could be what's causing stress. It's almost like your view of a situation is causing more stress than the situation itself. But let's see what the cards are going to tell us. Let's get some more information. What are they stressed about? Three of Pentacles. Like you're stressed about collaborating with other people, so it does have to do with intimacy. Maybe you're having difficulty working with other people because you have difficulty opening up, or maybe being yourself. It's like you're working towards something. Maybe it's like whatever you're working. Well, I mean, like, this is weird because if you're working in like a team at work, you don't necessarily have to know them personally to do a great job, but maybe in your field, you kind of have to have a great relationship with your coworkers or with your clients in order for something to move forward. And that's sort of where the issues are arising. What's causing stress for them? We have the World. It's almost like it feels like whatever it is that you're doing can make or break your life. I think that this is why this Three of Pentacles is so significant, is because it feels like if you are not able to get to a point where you can work with people or get to the point where you can finish this project or this goal or whatever, it feels like your life is going to be over in a sense. Maybe your promotion is contingent on this. Maybe you developing a relationship with someone is contingent on this goal or project being made manifest. You know, it's like something that it feels very serious. It feels like you can't move on to the next phase of your life until this is wrapped up. And that's one of the reasons why you're under so much stress, because it's like, I don't know how to move forward. Tell me more about what they're stressed about. 2 cards. These are the last ones I'll take for that section of the reading. Ace of Pentacles. And then the Nine of Cups. Yeah, it's like you are trying to start something that can set you up for life, or that gives you hope that your future is going to look as amazing as you want it to look. It's like you're having trouble getting there. It's almost like you have to get through these 2 cards to even get to this. you know, it's like one of those things where I'm going to compare it to sports. You know, like how some people are like extremely great at sports or a particular sport, but they get in their head so much so to the point where it affects how they are on the field or the court. Like, this is what it feels like. It's like you already have everything you need to succeed, but you get so in your head that it affects your performance. And then it makes you look like you don't know what you're doing, but you do. That's why you're so stressed, because you know that when you're stressed, that it affects your performance. Now you're stressed about the fact that you're stressed, you know? Okay, let's see how you can move forward. Move this. Look, it may be distracting. How can you move forward? Positive movement forward. 8 of Pentacles. Maybe gaining more skills. I know, like, I'm just gonna tell like a personal anecdote or metaphor. Sometimes when you're nervous about a particular event or a particular thing where you have to perform, sometimes honing your skills so much so to the point where you can do it in your sleep can help you not be paralyzed by your nerves. Okay? Like, if you know that you can do this thing in your sleep and you can do this thing in your sleep, then you being nervous isn't really going to affect you as much. It's not going to affect your performance, I should say. So I think that's the most important thing for you, is maybe to practice this a little bit more instead of expecting yourself to do perfect. Okay? Once you can do it in your sleep, the nerves might feel more peripheral. Solar plexus. So we have sacral, now solar plexus. Yeah, it's like once you get more practice, once you gain more knowledge about whatever this is, you can rely on that instead of focusing on the fact that you're nervous, okay? You're just going to focus on the fact that you know exactly what you're doing, that you know you're going to do well. Yeah, firm foundation. I can also see this as root chakra, but it is 4 of Pentacles. It's like, yeah, you need that firm foundation of knowledge. Once you have that, it's not going to matter as much if you're nervous, because you're going to know what you need to do. Okay, I'm going to put it like this. Okay. And I'm also seeing, I was paying attention to this inverted triangle here, and now this one has a regular triangle. So when you see that, it's kind of like 2 triangles facing each other. And I sort of see that as that can be like, you know, a balance beam sort of thing, where it's like right now your nerves are so big that it makes you feel like you don't know what you're doing. But if you increase your knowledge and your skills, your nerves will not be able to overcome your knowledge. Three of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you need to figure out some things you can do to put this into practice before you throw yourself to the wolves, because that can set you back if you just try to do this without gaining more knowledge and more skills. It could also be something about watching what other people are doing, or watching how they do it or how they learn. That can also be helpful for you in gaining whatever knowledge is required to not let your stress overcome you. You have the Wheel, which is also the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it's right under the world, like, you know what I mean? But I sort of feel like this is where you are now, this row, and then this row is going to be what can happen if, like, you watch from other people, like watch and learn sort of thing. Let's get the rest of it out, and then let's read it that way, because I feel like that's how it's going to end up coming out. 3 of Cups. I knew it. What did I say? We have 9 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so you know that overcoming whatever this thing can like change your life. To other people, it may not seem life-changing, but it is for you. It's very important. And it's like, once you start to gain your skills, watch what other people are doing and learn from them, you're going to be able to experience more intimacy with other people. It's not going to feel like you're missing out on something or that you're not on the same playing field as them. You're going to feel like equals. With the Knight of Pentacles being reversed, maybe, because like Knight of Pentacles usually talks about like independence, like someone who made it on their own. But this being reversed sort of now making me feel like you're going to be more comfortable working with other people. You're not going to be so focused on needing to be independent just so you can avoid being with people or being around people. It's like now being independent isn't going to be like the first thing on your mind. You're going to know how to be around people, how to be with people. Yeah. Make sure this thing is still recording. I have to do that every now and then. Okay, so let's look at how you can move. How can you improve your intimacy? We have the King of Wands. I feel like knowing what you like. This can be intimacy with like friends, like, or with partners, whatever. When I say intimacy, I just mean like going deep with people, like having deep emotional bonds. Okay, I think you knowing yourself on a deep level is going to help you be more intimate and more open with other people. Because when you don't know yourself, it's like so easy to, it feels easier for there to be a barrier between you and others, because if you don't know yourself, how are you going to know someone else enough to feel as though you guys are a match, right? We have the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like realizing that you can like work with other people realizing that you can like leave a legacy behind, because it isn't just about intimacy. This is like also your desire for intimacy is connected to your finances, connected to your stability. So it's like once you realize you can have intimacy with other people, and once you begin to understand yourself better, like many of the things you want are going to feel in reach when before they felt out of reach. Because right now you don't feel like you're good at something enough to leave a legacy or enough to make yourself proud or to make other people proud of you. But you're going to be able to prove yourself wrong. Okay, last card. You have the Five of Pentacles. It's interesting. There's like a lot of things about balance here, because Ten of Pentacles is the opposite of Five of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is like generational wealth, legacy, and then Five of Pentacles is sometimes about like poverty, being like financially destitute, like seriously. So I think that's something you're gonna have to learn, is that there are gonna be times in your life where you have everything that you want, and there are gonna be times in your life where you don't really have much of what you want. But it's still important to know yourself and know who you are, because that is going to be your compass when things get hard. Okay, I think that there are some people who, when they are not in a situation that they like, or when they're in a situation that's horrible, sometimes they don't feel like they deserve to know themselves, because they don't feel worthy of being known or worthy of being a person. But you are worthy of knowing yourself, no matter what you're going through. So figure out who you are. Okay, like start with understanding your interest. Start with learning more about whatever this is and watching how other people do it, and then putting your own spin on it. Do it, learn to do it so well to the point where you're no longer nervous, and then apply that rule to other areas of your life, okay? I think that like understanding that, knowing so much about a thing that you can do it even when you're nervous, and do it well, do it amazingly even when you're nervous, it's going to give you a lot of confidence. And I think that for you, your confidence is connected to your wealth. I think that the times in your life when you are not as confident as you would like to be are the times in your life where, excuse me, where your money's not going to be as good as you would like it to be. Because I don't know, I just think when you're confident, it's like, it shines, and it makes people want to maybe help you out. It makes people want to be on your team, want to root for you. And that can be where your money comes from. So yeah, just try to pay attention to that. Try to increase your confidence, okay? Like I said, that first start with like learning. For you, it's having a strong foundation. I feel like that is learning. having a great foundational level of knowledge. Surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring peace. Surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Yeah, it's like you may feel like success is only reserved for people who aren't like you, but girl or boy or they, you can be successful, okay? You can be, and you will be. You just have to learn. Like, you need to learn everything you can about what it is that you're studying, what it is that you're working on. That is how you are going to achieve a level of success that feels like it can only be imagined, okay? One more. Surrender to success. Oh my God, can't make this up. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. Okay, I know this reading could have been a little bit confusing, but it's just because you're someone who has such a, like, you're so capable of being successful. It's really just your nerves and you not having as much knowledge about a particular thing as you possibly can that is preventing you from getting over a specific hurdle or obstacle. So really just focus on learning, okay? Get into those books. Put your nose into some books, okay? Watch some videos, do something. Because when you get to thinking, I feel like that's when magic happens, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Imperial's Oracle, signing off. Bye.